Hello, all my grandchildrens. I'm going to read you some stories, and I thought I would start out with this one about leaves, since it is autumn. And I know some of you don't have the pretty leaves like Nana and Papa have had up here, but there's some pretty pictures in here, and I know there's a little bit of glare on that, but we'll do best we can. Anyway, I'll read you stories because I love you. The name of this book is Red Leaf, Yellow Leaf by Lois Earhart. Isn't that pretty red colors? And see that white leaf pattern over there? That's pretty neat. It says, I've been saving this little leaf from my sugar maple tree so I could show it to you. I love my tree. And we have lots of sugar maple trees up here. They're the bright red ones. If you saw the pictures that Nana sent, the bright red and oranges. It was born long before I was. The wind blew the seeds from the big maple trees in the woods. Excuse me. They twirled and they whirled as they fell to the ground. See them falling in the ground over here? You see that okay? All right. Now, Thad, you quit squirming, and Seth, you quit squirming. And you too, Livy. I appreciate the older brothers sitting there good. Seeds the squirrels didn't find lay sleeping among the leaves until they were covered with snow. And that's going to come one of these days. When spring came, the sun warmed the seeds, and they sprouted up and sent roots down into the soft soil, and the tiny leaves unfolded on their stems. So they already were starting to grow, weren't they? Sure enough. I think my tree would have been happy to stay there forever, but one day the nursery workers came into the woods to collect tree sprouts. I wonder what they will do with them. They transplanted them, that means they moved them, and they tended them year after year. So they put them somewhere where they could get at them in their yards or something and took care of them. And just as the trees were settling in, they were measured and marked and uprooted again. Each ball of roots was wrapped up and tied with twine. That's kind of some heavy string. You see the tree sideways here, and this is the roots down here all tied up. The tree would actually be standing this way. That's right. My tree was loaded into a truck filled with other trees and then delivered to the garden center. And that would be places like Lowe's and stuff like that. I'm not sure in Albania what that would be. We went there in the fall and picked out my nice tree, and Dad had already dug a hole for it and was waiting for it. Maybe if you ever plant a tree, your dads will let you dig the hole. I'm sure they won't mind. When we got home, we lowered my tree into the hole. I held the trunk while Dad covered the roots with soil. Now, every night before I go to bed, I peek out the window and wave to my tree. When it snows, I hang up treats for the birds on the branches. They come and eat it. And each spring, I look for signs that my tree is growing. And you can tell then because the buds kind of grow. And look here, do you see a kite got stuck in the tree? Did that ever happen to you guys? It has to me. By late summer, the crown of leaves is bushy and green. See how pretty and green they are there? I love it when the tree flowers turn into winged seeds. Sometimes when those seeds come out the tree, they turn like little helicopters, kind of like your radio controlled ones. But if you want to visit my tree, come in the fall, because that's my favorite time. Can you guess why? I'll bet you can. How do they look in the fall? Very nice, aren't they? And that's the end of the story, except it's got a bunch of explanations about leaves and buds and seeds and bark and tree flowers. And maybe next time I'll read you all that stuff, because you probably would get bored if I did it this time. But I also will promise you that I'll read you some more stories very soon. And then this book has instructions how to plant a tree and all that good stuff that you saw. But isn't that a beautiful, beautiful tree, nice sugar maple tree, red leaf, yellow leaf, every kind of leaf. All right. I love you guys, and that's the end of this story. Tune in next time for another tale of something else. Bye.